of dialogue, of unity, of connecting our communities together. And in order to do that, we go to things like this. You know, we go to schools, we go to classrooms, we have discussions with people when we go visit them, you know, and we constantly do it again and again and again in different ways. And sometimes when we're doing them, we meet challenges. We meet people who come and approach us with you know, specific you know, like a census or some sort of fact. And sometimes we're not always prepared for, you know, well, 81% of people disagreed with Chief Teresa Spence, you know, and stuff like that. And so then we have to kind of reflect on that and say, well, you know, is this a scientific survey that was done? You know, was it done in a way that was scientific, right? Like, because there's certain ways that surveys have certain means, certain mechanisms that make a scientific survey scientific. But if it's a survey from like Sun Media or, you know, CTV, then the data becomes skewed. You know, it becomes skewed in a certain way. So and I think that that's important, because when we're advocating, those are the kind of challenges we're going to meet. Those are the kind of challenges that we're going to face. And I think it's important that we do these kinds of things so that the next time we come about with those challenges, we're better prepared. And I hear people talking about how I Don't Know More is sharpening its message. I Don't Know More is starting to come about, start to really tackle the issues more directly. And I think that is true. I think many of us are working on making that path more clear for others to follow, so that others can come behind us or work with us or get in front of us, so that we're making progress. And when we talk about making progress, we say, okay, well, one of the main issues for I Don't Know More, the work that we're doing, is ensuring that there's a sustainable future for our children. That there's a sustainable future that is characterized by opportunities, that is characterized by, you know, the elimination of hopelessness in our communities, you know, and all these different factors, whether we're looking at the amount of people who are incarcerated, or, you know, the amount of the life expectancy rate, you know, the stillbirths, all these different factors that plague our communities and leave our Aboriginal people at the margins of Canadian society. And so we want to tackle those things. In order to do that, we have to look at what the underlying problems are. When we talk about sustainable development, I think a big issue is the Lake Winnipeg. It's one of them. We look at mining, we look at you know, deforestation, you know, those kinds of things. And I think that many people, I know in my community, really aren't paying attention to those kinds of things. And so it's really, really important that we find ways for people to be engaged. And sometimes people just don't have the time to sit down and read a large document. And so we have to summarize a document in a way that is first appealing, because it comes across in a way that they can understand. You know, it's very short, it doesn't require a whole lot of attention, and it also hammers down on the impact it's going to make for them. You know, Lake Winnipeg, and I was saying this to my friend Don Woodstock earlier, that if we can summarize the message concisely in a whole lot of different areas, Winnipeg was the example at the time when I was talking to him, then perhaps we can have people recruited in a way that, like, recruited to market the idea. Recruited, you know, in that they believe in the principles that we stand for, creating understanding, creating dialogue, creating, you know, all these different things of communication.